As the trial of the IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu, is ongoing today, it took a dramatic and unexpected turn when Justice Omotosho suddenly ordered him to leave the courtroom. The action shocked everyone present, from lawyers to supporters, and immediately sparked debate across Nigeria and beyond. Many people who were waiting for a fair and transparent final stage of the case could not understand why a defendant, especially one at the center of such a sensitive national issue, would be told to step out during his own trial. The moment has now raised serious questions about fairness, judicial conduct, and the direction this important case is heading. From the early hours of the day, the atmosphere in the courtroom was already tense. Supporters, journalists, observers, and legal teams gathered with the expectation that the proceedings would bring Nigeria closer to a crucial decision, whether to free Nnamdi Kanu or convict him. The entire country had been waiting for the next big move, and many hoped it would signal progress toward justice after years of legal battles, detention issues, and human rights concerns. When the judge entered, all eyes were focused on the bench, expecting a structured and peaceful hearing. Instead, what happened became one of the most talked-about incidents in the trial. According to people present in the courtroom, the clash began when Nnamdi Kanu attempted to address the judge about his treatment in detention. He wanted to speak about conditions he had been facing and about what he considered unfair treatment. But almost immediately, the judge asked him to stop talking. When he tried to continue, insisting that he had a right to express his concerns, the judge became visibly irritated. Then, in a move that shocked the entire courtroom, Justice Omotosho ordered security officers to take Kanu out of the courtroom. Many people gasped, and even some lawyers looked confused because the order came without any violent behavior or disruption that could justify such an action. The defense team criticized the action straight away, describing it as strange, unnecessary, and a violation of his legal rights. By law, every accused person has the right to be physically present when their case is being heard. Removing him from the courtroom is something that is rarely done, except when a defendant becomes violent or uncontrollable, which was not the case here. Lawyers supporting Kanu argued that the judge's action made the trial appear biased and showed a lack of patience and understanding for a man fighting for his freedom. To them, the decision was not only unprofessional, but could also damage the credibility of the entire process. Interestingly, this dramatic moment may end up helping Nnamdi Kanu rather than hurting him. Many legal experts say that the judge's action could become strong evidence that his right to a fair hearing was violated. If the defense chooses to appeal the final judgment, this incident may be used to argue that the entire process is flawed. Lawyers have pointed out that removing an accused person from their own trial can make the judgment questionable, especially when the case is already controversial and politically sensitive. Instead of weakening his case, the judge may have unintentionally strengthened the legal argument for his release. While the courtroom was still reacting, the news spread quickly to the public. Supporters outside the court and across Nigeria were furious. Many shouted that enough is enough, insisting that the disrespect shown toward Kanu was too much to ignore. Social media exploded with videos, voice messages, and angry comments. People demanded justice and transparency, accusing the judge of trying to silence Kanu at a critical moment. To many supporters, the incident was a clear message that the system is unfair and that the trial is being influenced by forces outside the courtroom. The event also caught the attention of international observers. Over the years, the case has drawn interest from human rights organizations, foreign governments, legal analysts, and international media. Many foreign watchers have already expressed concern about how the Nigerian government has handled the case. Now, with this shocking development, new doubts are being raised about whether the entire trial is fair. Some foreign analysts have openly questioned why a judge would take such a step on a day that was supposed to move the case closer to judgment. They worry that the court may be allowing politics to influence legal decisions, something that could affect Nigeria's global image. Several legal experts within Nigeria have described the incident as unusual and unnecessary. They argue that judges must remain calm and patient, especially in high-profile cases. They also note that nothing Kanu said was threatening or disrespectful. He was simply trying to explain himself. Removing him for speaking creates the impression that the judge did not want to hear what he had to say. Some analysts are asking whether the judge felt pressured by the sensitivity of the case, or whether there was a deeper reason behind the sudden order. Whatever the explanation, the action has damaged confidence in the court's neutrality. Many Nigerians are now wondering what the incident means for the final judgment. The big question remains, will Nnamdi Kanu be freed or convicted? Supporters strongly believe he should be released. They argue that his arrest in Kenya and his long detention already break international law, and that the government has never given him a fair chance. They say that only justice, not punishment, can bring peace to the southeast and to Nigeria. Others who oppose his release argue that letting him go could create tension. But supporters insist that injustice is the real cause of unrest, not freedom. With the controversy now added to the long list of irregularities surrounding the case, many analysts believe the chances of Kanu being freed have increased. They argue that the judge's emotional reaction and the decision to silence him may force the courts, the public, and the international community to look more closely at how the case is being handled. Instead of weakening Kanu's position, the judge may have created a major turning point that favors him. Whether intentional or not, the November 20 incident has now become one of the biggest moments in the long legal battle. Instead of silencing Nnamdi Kanu, it has amplified his voice, increased public attention, and strengthened the argument that his rights are being violated. As Nigeria waits for the final judgment, one thing is certain. The world is watching, the people are paying attention, and the demand for justice is louder than ever. Many now believe that the case is shifting in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, and that the events of this dramatic day may become the key moment that shapes the outcome of the entire trial.